All right. Welcome back, Scruffy family. This is your man, Uncle Scruffy, coming to you live from Dutchess County, New York. You're tuned into the Uncle Scruffy podcast, powered by Get It Off Your Chest Media. We got to talk about this heavy situation out in the Middle East. So, pour yourself some coffee, a little bourbon. If that's your vibe, it's going to be one of them episodes. Now look, on June 22nd, 2025, the U.S., I think it was June 21st, the U.S. dropped Operation Midnight Hammer, they called it. 3 Iranian nuclear sites hit. Fordo, forgive me if I pronounce them wrong, Nazi, and Isfahan, sure. Fordo's that deep underground joint where they've been spinning them centrifuges. They hit it with what?
GBU-57 bunker busters.
30,000 pounds apiece. These missiles, that's like dropping a small building straight through the rock and concrete. Natanz got smashed up again. Sounds like a Michael Bay movie, right? But here's where it gets interesting, y'all. The Pentagon and Trump, they dancing in front of the cameras talking about spectacular military success.
A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime, Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success.
And yeah, them sites took some serious hits. But when the smoke cleared, we really don't know how bad Iran's program got set back. Satellite photos show fresh craters, debris, sure. That entrance tunnel at Fordo, still sitting there. And if them labs and halls deep down survive, that's a problem. Now, Iran, they're quick with their own spin.
They say, y'all ain't stopped nothing. We moved the uranium. We got backup sites. We're going to keep enriching. Don't worry.
And get this, the IAEA says
no radiation leaks.
That means either Iran really did move stuff, or we just blew up a lot of empty concrete. Either way, the cat's out of the bag.
Mission accomplished.
Dang, dang, dang. Meanwhile, the world's reacting like you'd expect. Israel's giving high fives, Russia and the UN hollering that this is reckless. Europe out here talking about restraint while the oil prices shooting up like rent in New York. You know who's watching? You know who's watching this? With binoculars, North Korea. They want to see how you deal with a country with no nuclear weapons, because they saw what we did with Libya. Oh yeah, China's also taking notes. Because once you throw a punch like that, you want to see how you handle what comes next. I'm thinking that's the real question. We got to see what comes next. Donald Trump's been telling them don't retaliate, but I don't know. If you punch me in the face, I think I'm swinging back. The U.S. landed a heavy hit, but is the fight over? I don't think so. Iran got knowledge. They got engineers, they got ambitions, and you can't bomb that out of existence. I'm telling you, family, this could be the start of something bigger if folks don't get cooler heads. Now, even that, without the cooler heads, Once we start doing stuff pops off all around the world. Then what I understand, didn't India strike Pakistan? Or was it the other way around? I think one of those two nuclear powers, they're both nuclear powers, hit 3 sites in the other country. But also, let's get back to the story at hand. Iran's response? They said we're gonna feel it. I don't know, I'm black, I wasn't there. So please don't let me feel it. So now, Iran did have a response for this. Iran on their state TV said enough is enough. They called America's moves aggression and decided to clap back. Fired off missiles. What else would they do? Gotta give some back, right? Fired off missiles aimed at Air Force Base in Qatar. It's where the US runs CENTCOM from. That's why they hit it. That's thousands of American troops stationed right there. Qatar's air defense system said, nah, not today. They intercepted those missiles. No deaths, no injuries, no major damage that we now know of so far. Qatar was ready. They already closed the airspace like they knew Iran might try something. And let's not forget, Qatar usually tries to keep the peace. They tight with Iran and friendly with the US, playing both sides like cousins at a family cookout. But who's trying to get a plate from everybody? So far, missiles to even fly far towards Qatar, that's a serious escalation, especially when you're cool and you're traveling through the airspace to hit somebody that you're not cool with at your friend's house. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. Iran said this was a mighty and successful response, but Qatar shot all of those missiles and nobody got hurt. Is that really what a W for Iran looks like? Or was it more about sending a message to the West saying, we're not going to take it? The US reportedly had good advance warnings that tells me 2 things. Our intelligence is on point, and maybe Iran wanted us to see it coming. Could it be a flex without actually trying to start World War III? And what about Qatar? They're in a tight spot, trying to stay neutral. Why 2 of the biggest players scrapped right on their doorstep.
Oh no, I have to tell somebody to go home.
They're gonna break my house. Let me tell you something. When I see stuff like this, I think about my son. These power moves, these missile launches, at the end of the day, it's always regular folks who pay the price. The folks working at the base, the families in Qatar, people just trying to live their lives in the middle of all of this tension. We just reinstituted the draft. And I don't think the United States is ready for that, because have you seen these troops lately or these recruits? Anyway, Scruffy fam, that's the latest. I'm going to stay on top of this story because, like I said, it's still developing. By the time you hear this, there might be more strikes, more damage, more that's going to be. Moving on the left, y'all. I don't want to go.
To my channel.
You don't want to go, and you don't want to send your family. Till next time, stay safe, stay sharp, don't fall for any false flags. And the loudest, strongest move is peace. Uncle Scruff, I'm out.